Just subscribe. Oh, dude, it's my gut hurts so bad. Oh, oh, that's like TRD type pain.
Notifications on. Enjoy the video.
Oh, God.
C2 Wrestling. The boys are back. The Honorary Oos, Alec, is here. CTD is here. Monday Night Raw is over, capping off 3 straight days of WWE, 3 straight days of wrestling, I should say. We are on the road to SummerSlam. Quick road. It's like a, it's we put it in the GPS. No traffic, not a far drive. Quick road to SummerSlam. A few weeks away. We'll be doing a ton of stuff for it. We've got pre-shows, we've got post-shows, we've got predictions. We've got the C2 Predictions Championship that will be debuting. So you got to be subscribed. If you're not, you're a coward. There's roughly 1,020 people who aren't cowards. Everyone else is a coward if you aren't subscribed. So do that right now. Now let's get into it. Monday Night Raw. Alec, I I'm not gonna say predictable. It was a little predictable,
Yeah.
but when done right, is still good. I can't believe I'm sat here and I'm torn because on one hand we have the return of Roman Reigns. Seems like he's gonna team with Jey Uso to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam. Then on the other hand, we have CM Punk winning the gauntlet, facing Gunther at SummerSlam. How do I decide which one to talk about first? I can't do that. You got to do that for me, dude. Like
Oof.
both of them. I you decide.
I mean, I guess we got to start with the OTC coming back. I feel like that's very important and a major storyline in regards of just SummerSlam because I think obviously with Rollins being hurt, plans changed and we were rumored getting him back sooner rather than later, and I'm glad to see him back. We haven't seen him since the day after Mania on Monday Night Raw, so it's been quite some time and it is crazy. Like when I was watching the whole crowd chanting his name, I had flashbacks sitting on the couch of when people were booing him and how much we as fans strongly disliked him when he was becoming as like the big dog. And this is his yard type of Minnesota. And it was just crazy to see like how over he is now. And like I generally felt happy as a wrestling fan seeing him back on my TV again. But yeah, no, I think Roman Reigns coming back is best for business, best for the company, and it will definitely it got me more excited for SummerSlam. Like we're only 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah, we're going, so it's already, you know, that excitement's already there.
Oh yeah.
Not, I kind of expected Roman to be there. Roman has entered this category for me where I'm not going to say Brock Lesnar, but when Brock went part-time and he was just showing up for like some events far in between and then the big events. Every time he'd show up, it felt huge because it's
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. Like when he's on, it feels big. That's where I'm at with Roman. Every time he comes back, it's like, all right, we got a big event coming. Like
Yeah.
even if he's back for a few weeks of TV, it's like I know he's back for some big show, whether it's he's coming back for the Raw debut on Netflix, he's coming back for WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. This is the first ever 2 night SummerSlam. Interesting. I don't think he'll main event, not because he, doesn't deserve to. I do think the main event will go to night one, Punk Gunther, night two, Cena Cody.
Yep.
It does make me feel the plan was probably Rollins versus Reigns, and that probably would have main evented.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, injuries happen. It sucks. Things keep going on. Things stay in motion. Rollins is a nucleus to a lot of stories, but what they've done with not just Rollins, but plenty of stories, they have like these built-in quick pivots. Like, God forbid, I don't want to go back to like the Vince era, but dude, when these things would happen, it would be like, all right, now we're gonna get Kurt Angle and the Shield. We're gonna get the most
Yep.
outlandish things, or sometimes
Yep.
it's fun, sometimes it's like ridiculous. This, like, it still makes sense. It's, is it the biggest thing ever? No, but storyline wise, it makes sense. You can
Yeah.
still build to other big matches. You're not completely putting it all on Braun Breaker to have this massive one-on-one match with Reigns just yet. You're still giving Jey Uso a big matchup. Breaker and Reed can lose to Jay and Roman, and it's literally no harm, no foul. It's two of the biggest stars in the company. But it's just nice to have Roman back, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very excited to see him back. Like I said, I'm very excited to see him back in action, back in the ring, especially right by his family member now that's slowly going to start boiling over into him getting back with Jimmy and Jay, slowly becoming a tag team. It's a very slow burner, but it is definitely, the wheels are definitely going on towards that direction eventually too. Especially with Roman possibly even going away after SummerSlam, for quite some time again for filming another movie.
So we'll move to the other main story from tonight, which was Punk winning the gauntlet as we kind of expected, setting up this Punk Gunther match, which the tease started a few weeks ago with the very brief moment between them. I'm very excited for this match. And I don't want to complain because I love both these guys. Like these are genuinely two of
Yeah.
my favorite of all time. But I have to state the obvious that I said to you. This better be more than just the match at SummerSlam because just 2 weeks for this build, like man, this match, this to me, this is my match. This is the creme de la creme. It doesn't get bigger than this. Like I need multiple weeks of this story. They're facing in 2.5 weeks, which like, all right, cool. But god damn, man, it's so quick.
Yeah, no, this is the trap I get into for being a Punk fan for many years since I was a kid. I'm always going to root for Punk 10 times out of 10. And it's going to put me in a very weird position, at SummerSlam because again, I love Gunther. Uh, but I am definitely going to be rooting hard for Punk to get that World Heavyweight Championship one more time. I want to see it one more time in my life, just him holding a WWE Championship. And I could see it now. I don't know if it will happen at SummerSlam because it's so quick, like the turnaround in only 2.5 weeks. But I feel like once this buildup starts really happening, I feel like they could get two pay-per-views out of this and with two solid builds and get a really solid match at SummerSlam. I don't know. I'm very excited for this match. I think the mic work and the promos that we're about to get in these next 2 weeks is going to be top notch. And that little promo they did a couple weeks ago where Punk interrupted Gunther and they were going back and forth. That was great. And it was like, again, a small little appetizer. You're like, ooh, I want more now, please. And then now we're at this point. But again, it's only 2 weeks now. We have to get into build this match up. I mean, they don't really need the build as much because they're such big names. Gunther is such a big name now, and Punk, I mean, Punk is Punk. I mean, we don't have to explain that. But I would love to see at least maybe a solid month of this build up. I think it would have been great to watch like a whole month of just promos back and forth. Gunther with his like quick, smart, antics that he does, and then Punk. I mean, he's the best in the business on the mic. I mean, no one he can just talk the talk, no matter who it is.
My phone was just blowing up because apparently Cody Rhodes is at the home run derby. Gave a title to the winner of the home run derby. So multiple people just started all texted me at once. Oh my god, are you watching the derby? No, I'm not. Oh, Cody Rhodes is on. Oh, okay. Uh, I agree with you 1000%. Like the promos between the two. I mean, Punk is so good. I mean, like I don't even need to explain how good he is on the mic. Obviously, he's one of the greatest ever. Gunther. I love Gunther's promos. And I think over time, people have started to enjoy Gunther's promos a lot more. He's gotten very good at being efficient with his time. Like I think of just a few weeks ago when he had legit like 3 minutes to cut the promo on Goldberg. And he sold that match like it was a
Yeah.
WrestleMania match. It was fantastic. I want multiple promos between them. I want to see the route that Gunther would take because there's so many glaringly obvious things to say about CM Punk. And Gunther does say the obvious, but when he says it, it just feels different.
Oh yeah.
Like he just has a different way, when he says to Bret Hart his favorite was Bill Goldberg. Like it's been said before, but it just felt different when Gunther said
Yeah.
it. I do want Punk to win a championship, just not here. Just not here. I don't know if it's my like love for the story of him facing Roman at some point, or the fact that I still want him versus Cody Rhodes to happen for a
Yeah.
championship, or if it's just my everlasting love for the greatest of all time, Gunther. But I wouldn't want Punk to win here. And I relate it to what just happened at Evolution with Io Sky and Rhea. Going into that match, the story has been Rhea has never beaten Io. It's like, great, that is the story.
Yeah.
But then they made the match 2 weeks before, and then you're having it. It's like, well, you've had this story for so long. I don't want the finale. I don't want that achieving moment to happen on 2 weeks of buildup. That's the exact same with this Punk thing. Like
Yeah.
it's been all about he wants to get the title, came back, gets hurt at the Rumble, that kills it. Gets another shot, loses the Rumble again. Thinks if he wins the triple threat, he'll get a title shot, loses. Gets the title shot against Cena, it gets cost. Every time he gets so close, it gets taken away.
Yeah.
It's so quick where it's like 2 weeks
Yeah.
for him to win it. I'm fine with him winning the title. I want him to win a title. Just a couple more weeks of getting that chase going. A couple more weeks of like, I'm so close to getting it. And I don't know if it's Survivor Series. I don't know if it's even after Survivor Series, if it's at the Royal Rumble, if it's at next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Just not yet.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the 2 week turnaround is definitely going to play more against him in this time around, just because I feel like they're gonna have to build that story. Like, let's just say he did win at SummerSlam. I'll be happy, of course, but it wouldn't feel the same as like a long build up. Let's say if he won it at like a WrestleMania. I know that's a very cliche pay-per-view. It could be at any pay-per-view, but like I feel like Punk's last, because probably will be his last title, like WWE Championship run. And I think they're gonna want him to win it at a big pay-per-view like a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania itself. So I just don't see it being possibly with 2 weeks notice. If you give me a month, I'd probably be on the train a little more. Like,
Completely agree. A month, fine. 6 weeks would be like the dream.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Like if he lost to Gunther here and then there was 4 more weeks to build of a rematch and then Punk got him, perfect. You get 6 more weeks on Gunther's title reign, or technically 8, counting the 2 weeks of build that we have right now. Whatever. Uh, what we expected though, since we are in such a quick turnaround from Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event to SummerSlam, is matches to be made quick. I mean, right now I think we have official 6 matches,
yeah.
and we can expect 8 more, which some of them, the Roman match, that brings it to 7.
His Styles versus Dominic.
Styles versus Dom would bring it to 8. One would assume we're going to get some sort of multi-team of um, Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis taking on Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer, and maybe a third. They kind of set something up there,
Yep.
considering Nikki Bella obviously had a change of plans. That seems to be on the path for SummerSlam. And then we also had the New Day backstage segment, Adam Pearce mentioning a number one contendership for the tag titles. Is that for SummerSlam? Is that for right after SummerSlam? Who knows? We
Yeah.
still have SmackDown. Like these things are going to come quick.
Yeah.
So 2 matches that did become official tonight, which probably are the last 2 main talking points of Raw. The first hour and a half, women's stuff, and I tweeted out 10 straight women's matches on WWE television, WWE programming, whatever, has to be a record. But
Oh yeah, by far.
but I'll go out and say at the very least 9 in a row, damn near perfect. The 10th, I still enjoyed with 2 people that I love, but some people weren't as kind. But we started the show the announcement of Naomi defending the world championship against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. We'll get into the other match in a second. My pro and con here. This is beating a dead horse. The pro, this match is going to rule. This match is going
Oh
to be
yeah.
great. Three fantastic women, three women coming off of an incredible day yesterday. The con, 2 week build. It's just that quick
Yeah.
turnaround. There's nothing really built towards it, whatever. But I will cut this one more slack than the others because of the title change, because you didn't get a winner between Io and
Yeah.
Rhea. I will say though, Naomi better retain here.
Yeah, I would hope. I think it would be such, I think they got something good here with her, and I think they got to ride it, a little bit longer than just a 2 week notice type of thing, because the cash in was great. It was electric. The match between Rhea and Io was electric. They could put on another banger, all three of them, but Naomi definitely should come out on top this time around, and then they could still continue this whole Rhea and Io storyline of Rhea never beating Io and Naomi again. But Naomi's new character is like, it's been great. And a lot of people I see online is like, they should have done this sooner. And I kind of agree, like, because this is like, they knocked this out of the park with her heel turn and everything, and with her entrance change to her outfit, to her Money in the Bank case, like, the presentation of her has been just top notch, and I think she's very entertaining. She makes me laugh, just the things she says and how she acts, and she's always, even before EO was even in WWE, Naomi, I looked at Naomi as probably, if not the best wrestler in the women's roster for many, many years before Rhea took off. And I would put her even over Charlotte at when Charlotte was at his hottest. And same with Becky, like, when the women were coming up, I believe Naomi was the best, wrestler in the ring at that time. So it's nice to see her finally get, deserving flowers this time around too. So I feel like just 2 weeks only to have the title, I just don't see that happening. I think she is definitely going to retain, but they're going to put on a banger.
Yeah, and then you also have to think with Stephanie having the title shot at Clash in Paris, it's like, okay, no matter what, you're getting a great matchup if Stephanie faces any of those three. It's not a match issue, it's a story issue
Yeah.
where I wouldn't want, because say Naomi dropped the title in 2 weeks. It's like, well, Stephanie's getting the next shot, but EO is a former champ. Say EO doesn't win it. EO hasn't gotten a one-on-one rematch. Say Rhea doesn't win it, doesn't get pinned. It's like, well, she's still technically deserving because both
Yeah.
her chances have been whatever. I would like Naomi a legit win. It's a triple threat, so it's going to be no DQ, so she can just cheat her way, do some,
Yeah.
grab a briefcase, whatever, cheat her way again and pin one of them. Rhea and Io, obviously, I mean, you can argue they're two of the best wrestlers in the world,
Oh
just
yeah.
straight up. Io, especially this past weekend, but Rhea obviously is one as well. They both are starting to creep towards, though, more specifically, Rhea, need a bit of a shakeup, maybe
Yeah.
moving her to SmackDown or some other fresh people to Raw for her to face. I know the brand split is like half dead, half not dead, but after this story kind of concludes, Rhea needs something a little more fresh for her because she's starting to creep up on, all right, I've faced a lot of these people already.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like definitely needs to get to a new roster, change some storylines, maybe even change something with her character. Nothing too crazy because her character is great, but like just kind of like what they did with Naomi. Like they didn't do anything drastic, but it has done wonders on her character and this whole her winning the Money in the Bank case, and then her the way she carried the case around, and then so I don't know. We'll see how this goes with Rhea, but yeah, I think definitely a change of scenery for her is definitely needed because I think fans are starting to get to the point where it's like, yeah, we've seen this match for 6 times already in a matter of like 2 months. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, you're not lying.
yeah,
The last main talking point for tonight, besides the Judgment Day, because they're great. I don't need to dive into them much. I wanted to complain. I wanted to complain that we had Lyra versus Bailey again. I knew the match would be good, and it was. It was very good. But it's like, oh, we're getting kind of the same story again. Lyra beats Bailey in the 2 out of 3 falls match, gets the title shot against Becky at SummerSlam, falls into you don't have much time. You have to continue the stories that you have, so you're not getting many fresh things. This is I mean, the third time that they've faced one on one,
Yeah.
I think, in just the last, 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Would love Lyra to get the win here. I have a little bit of fear with Bailey, uh, that I'll get to in a second, but focusing on Lyra first, man, in just the last few months, like when she was first Intercontinental Champion, they had some weeks where they just stopped caring about her. And it sucked because you could tell she obviously has this great potential. They put Becky and Bailey in the mix to, put more eyeballs on her. She hasn't missed, dude. She hasn't missed. She's
No.
been fantastic.
Yeah, she's been putting on amazing matches for several. I mean, basically every match she's done, they've been great. But they definitely, like you said, since they switched it to her getting involved more with Becky and Bailey, it really has skyrocketed her to like this main event potential, like sooner rather than later. Like they strapped her up with the Intercontinental, first ever, and that was already like a very like a big spot for her on top of that. And now they built her up properly. Like their build up on her is one of the best build ups that I've seen on a woman from NXT to the main roster in quite some time. I can't even really put my finger around like somebody being built up to the way. Like there's some people that just have the it factor. I feel like she was NXT champion for quite some time. But no one really had that like respect. I feel like as fans, like really appreciated what she did in the ring in NXT. And now she's coming to the main roster, and it was like, all right, like we'll see how she does. And it was like a slow burn. The burn started getting hotter, and now it's like on fire. And I feel like now she's like she's over with the crowd. Her music is great. She's got great presentation in the ring. Like that all plays a matter. And that's the one thing I always feel like with NXT, like old NXT too, um, is like the presentations from these wrestlers that come from NXT to here is like, is that going to hit on the main roster? Is this going to really like mean something to the fans? And now it's you could tell she's really over with the crowd, and that's what is going to give WWE money at the end of the day because again, she's putting on amazing matches. She has a great theme song, and the crowd's into her, and the crowd loves her. So it's like, what else do you want for somebody to carry the next torch for the women's roster down the line?
I've said it plenty of times on this channel that when she first got called up, like I'd watched her in NXT, don't get me wrong, but I just wasn't latching on to her.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a dislike. It just I didn't have this like admiration for her. I wasn't getting drawn to her where I was like invested in her matches, in her stories. I knew she was good. I knew what she could do, but it just there wasn't that connection. And it's not like she was doing anything wrong. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't connecting with her. But they gave her time and they gave her matches and they gave her promos. And a week in and week out, I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to really like Lyra. Oh, I'm starting to really now she's one of my favorites. Now it's like, all right, I want Lyra on. Like it sucks because we'll talk about Bailey now, but I'm like, I want Lyra on SummerSlam.
yeah,
Hopefully she stays on. Hopefully no shenanigans happens and she stays on. On the flip side, it's like, damn, Bailey gets taken off Mania. Does she not get on SummerSlam? I mean, maybe she's the third for Stephanie and Nikki Bella, but like, not that that's bad because obviously that's something
of course, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
into. It would definitely feel like a consolation prize for her. Like you're just kind of throwing her into something to get her on the card. man, you just I don't know if it was you, Pat, or Snowden who said it, because I was texting all three of you during
Yeah.
Raw. But one of you mentioned like, I really hope Bailey's contract isn't up and she is leaving or anything like that, because they really aren't having her win much right now, and
No.
they're kind of doing the classic. You're on your way out, so we're gonna use your name to elevate a newer person in Lyra, which is working. I just, I mean, look, if she leaves and goes to AEW or whatever, like I'm obviously still gonna watch her and support her. But God, it's just, mm, what what else can she do right now?
Yeah, no, I feel bad. I feel like she's like hit a dead end right now in some sort of way. And I hope it's not that case. I hope they find, a match for her at SummerSlam because she definitely deserves it because she really hasn't had a big moment until last like Mania 40. I can't really put my finger on anything else. In Mania 40, she was over. The crowd erupted when she won. I mean, we were there.
The
We
Rumble win
heard
as
it.
well. Yeah.
Oh, and and the Rumble win. Um, But like the last like big win was the Mania 40, and then after that, it's like it was like a she put on good matches for title defenses, and then she lost it, and then after that, it just like back burner for a lot of matches, and she would go out there lose, and a lot of matches that she just like it was always like getting rolled up on, or it was never just like a clean loss too, which is like I guess is a good thing, but it just like it was just constant. It's the same thing we're seeing. So it's like it could be frustrating for her. So I don't know how this is going to play out. I really hope she stays in WWE because watching her grow, for since we watched her grow since NXT and to the main roster and just literally grown into an amazing wrestler and storyteller in the ring. And I really hope she doesn't go elsewhere. Because she would be truly missed in the locker room. And and I know for sure she's well liked in the locker room.
Yeah, I think you said it best though. Like it feels like she's at, if it's not a dead end, it's a crossroads or something where I don't know if there's like a character change needed, a brand switch needed, which I mean, she was on SmackDown for a hot minute before as their champion. There's some fresh faces now in the mix. A feud with Stephanie would make sense. A feud with Julia or whatever, or
Yeah,
Jade. The problem is for her, I don't see them having her win those stories. I see them
putting
using
them
her to
over.
just
Yeah.
elevate newer characters to, the audience. So it does suck, but who knows? I've seen some people already saying Bailey's just going to attack Lyra and face Becky one on one at SummerSlam, which is not impossible. It is not far fetched. I
Yeah.
don't think it'll happen, but they might do the whole mystery attacker thing. Who knows? We'll see. We'll find out at SummerSlam for sure when we're both
Yeah.
there. We'll have live reactions. We'll have pre-shows. We'll have post-shows. We'll have live streams. We'll have predictions. We'll have a crowning of a C2 predictions champion when the
Yep.
six of us go on 2 nights. All of our predictions. If you watched our WrestleMania stream, I did fucking terrible. So I can't do much worse than I did than I did at WrestleMania. So it's only up for the boy here. You and Snowden were neck and neck for the championship. So
Yeah. Of
thank you for hopping on. A
course.
very exciting and fun Monday Night Raw. It's got me excited for SmackDown. It's got
Yes.
me that like the juice.
Coach
There was
Cena going face to face, so that's gonna be fun.
there was that little lull, which always happens, that post when Mania, especially when Mania doesn't hit, there's that little lull. But now we're back. Now we're back. Now we're
Yeah.
cooking. So if you're watching, subscribe. If not, you're a coward and a loser, and I hate you. If you are subscribed, thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time.